Hello. Everyone else is talking about Wonder Woman, so why shouldn't I? Let's see. These glasses haven't been the same since I sat on them. Okay, well, the Wonder Woman, the action scenes are superb. The CGI is seamless. Um, some critics have complained about its occasional slide into comic book graphics with hyper slow motion that looked like, comic book frames. I liked it. It reminded me of the comic book origins, without a doubt, but that's what it was, and we shouldn't forget that. The plot, mm, I've seen it all before, but then I'm hideously old, so perhaps that's inevitable. But there is, well, people have gone on about the effects and the plot and the relationships, and I'm not going to do that. There's something else about Wonder Woman that interests me. Here we have a group of women isolated on an island. Actually, the fact that they're women is not really material here. They're people. They're isolated. From the universe, really. They spend their time honing their fighting skills, but they live in peace. Why would a people living in peace have such a profound interest in the martial arts? Well, it's because they are worried about an invasion, but they are isolated. They spend years practicing sword fighting, riding horses, hand to hand combat. And then what happens is a flotilla of German ships from a technological world of which they know nothing come along with cannons and guns, and they come out to fight on horseback with bows and arrows. And although their skill does finally save the day, it is with very high cost in their own lives. Here you have an example of a society of people well adapted to one situation who suddenly find themselves forced to play a completely different ballgame. Not only can't they deal with it, but it is actually completely beyond their intellectual capabilities. They just don't understand it. Whoever wrote that script was a genius, setting it in the First World War, which was a battle between people who had machine guns and gas weapons, who were commanded by generals who were thinking in terms of cavalry charges. So, what exactly are we now telling ourselves here? One message is that our society is faced with an enemy we neither understand nor are we even capable of understanding. And we want someone to come and save us. We had a similar fantasy figure in Superman, of course, who was created in 1938 on the dark eve of another awful world conflagration when the Western world was being threatened by the dreadful imperialism of Germany and Japan. In Superman's case, the movers and shakers on his planet of origin, for the one or two of you who don't know, that's called Krypton, they could not see or prepare for the threat posed by their unstable sun. And when it blows up, only one person gets out, later to be called Superman. He adapts to a new situation and saves not his or her, well, her in the case of Wonder Woman, not their own world, but the world of humans, with whom they have actually very little to do. It's a salvation fantasy. And we can go to Harry Potter, Doctor Who. Well, it goes back to Jesus. It goes further back than that. It goes back to Gilgamesh. No doubt it goes back to some Stone Age people with a rock thinking about I don't know what, the great spaghetti monster, if they had spaghetti. Anyway, is it significant, though, that Wonder Woman is an Israeli? I find that very amusing. Can it be that we think Israel is a sort of Wonder Woman who is a product of originally a confused and exploding Western world, which is now unable and unprepared to cope with Islamism and even with its own nutcase progressives. And we hope that this entity will save humanity for us. Maybe that's why Wonder Woman has been banned in some Muslim countries. Maybe they can see what we cannot. That's part of our blindness. But in any case, in the real world, folks, there are no superheroes. I'm sorry to have to break this news to you. We'll have to do our own wising up and our own adapting, and we better do it very quickly. In conclusion, there are 3 more remarks about Wonder Woman. Aha, 3. Yeah, Wonder Woman. Oh, never mind. I want to know, what the hell was Ludendorff sniffing? Whatever it was, I want some. And the other thing is, I thought it was an amusing switch on the usual type of hero film. The male lead is seen naked. The female lead is not. And the best thing about it all, Wonder Woman, she doesn't run like a girl.